there are no substances. We don't know what a substance is. It's a word to describe a specific form. So all we know about this objective reality is forms. They are different. They have a vast variety through which reality expresses itself. So humans have the tendency to want to find out what the fundamental substance of reality is. I mean, not everybody cares about it, but scientists care about it. They want to find the fundamental particle out of which reality exists. And now currently they believe in quantum mechanics, quantum physics. Everything is a manifestation of the quantum field. But we are so caught up in thinking and trying to find it out that we cannot see the reality that is right in front of us. It is here. When we are not thinking about it or have an idea about it, when our minds are silent, we can see its forms. Okay, like that's also just a word to describe it, but there are forms. And when we cut something open, a big object, to find out what the substance of this big object is, we can find a smaller object inside of it, a particle or something like that. And we give it a name, and we say that smaller object is the thing out of which this bigger object consists. But actually, they're both forms. We don't know what this thing is, this substance. We don't know. We just think we know it because we name it. But a name is a word, and a word is a sound, and a sound is a form. And the human that produces this word, this sound, this form, is a form. So it's a form using form to describe a form. But what's this? What is it? What is this form? We cannot find out what reality is by trying to find out what the things in this objective universe is, because when we really want to find the reality of reality, then we have to find it without using words, because words are illusions. And we have to use words to describe whatever it is that we see in this objective world. We have to. When you see a house, you use the word house. But actually it's not a house, because house is just a sound. And believing that this sound means something is an illusion. A useful one that we can use to live as egos that can communicate with each other, okay? It's not unuseful, but it's just simply not the reality of what is. The reality is that there is just an appearance of sound. That sounds like this. House. So we have to, if you want to find out what reality is, we have to find a way through which we don't need words. If we want to find reality free from illusion, we have to find a way through which no tool, no illusory tool is needed. So no words, no thoughts. What remains when there's no words, no thoughts left? When you meditate for long enough and you are just still, and you forget who you are as a person, and you forget that there is a thing called language, and that you are some human being, a person in the world using language to communicate. You're forgetting all of this. and then the meditation ends. You wake up. You see forms. Somebody starts to talk. You can hear some voices in the other room. And it's like, man, this doesn't mean anything. It's just sounds. Now we know sounds are forms. It's a different manifestation of form. When I say form, I don't necessarily mean three-dimensional appearance. I just mean appearance, form, in all of its possible varieties. There is just this undivided reality, and it consists of consciousness. Because consciousness is all I truly know. And consciousness is not a thing. When you are resting in this beingness, then there is also this possibility to actually, this doesn't come by time. The more you meditate, the more you will get it. No, it's actually, you have to realize this once, that the thing that is perceiving everything is not a thing. I'm not a thing. I'm nothing. Nothing is not a thing. Like a black void. It's not a black void. It's just nothing. But this nothing has the ability to perceive things. All we know about reality is this nothing. And yet we are looking for an answer in appearances. And we cannot find the ultimate substance of those appearances. Meanwhile, all we know about reality is the nothing. So it dawns on me and others and many people that the substance of forms is nothing. Forms do not require a substance to be in this specific shape that they are in. It is consciousness that has no face. Let's say God. Let's use words like that for a bit. Let's say God has no face at all, not even light. No face. But he has an infinite amount of masks. One mask looks like this. This human form. Human, the sound, is another mask. You who's watching this video is another mask. Just because it looks different and it smells different, the texture is different, the color is different, doesn't mean that the substance out of which it comes, the source out of which it comes, is different. We find different forms. We can never know the substance because there is no such thing as substance. What we call substance is a form. What separates one substance with another substance is the way they dance and behave and look like, but they are still forms. What is this form? It doesn't matter how small the particle gets. You can crack those particles open and find smaller ones and smaller ones and smaller ones, but you will never find the ultimate substance out of which reality exists, is made of, because there is no such thing as substance, only forms. The forms are empty. There's only one being, and it's totally alive. And it's you. It was always you, and therefore you are immortal. Now, this will not resonate with everyone, because this is something, the mind, which is not a thing, it's not a thing, it's just a stream of thoughts, but when there's an identification with mind and there's a continuation of thought and it never stops, then it creates this me, and this me only knows the world through labels. This me needs empirical evidence because it can only believe in labels. It can only believe in illusions, actually. Whatever is true cannot be grasped, therefore it must be untrue. So therefore it cannot resonate with everyone. But if you truly want to see what I mean, you have to find out who you are beneath the thoughts or above the thoughts. It doesn't matter how to describe it. You can exist without thought. And when it becomes natural for you to be in this state where thoughts are no longer defining who you are, then you can see exactly what I mean.